Hello, good morning, good afternoon. This is Stefan Hoppe from the OPC Foundation. We like to welcome you here as an attendee at the pre-conference. Today, you see that we have an agenda to give you the very easy first overview on the OPC Foundation, on the OPC UA technology, security, on the field level communications initiative. We believe that we have convinced you after that anyway, so you like to know how to start and obviously how to certify and prepare for certification for your product. Please be aware that we extended today the session by 1 hour for Q&A, and all speakers will stay online. Please put your questions into the Q&A window, into the chat window. I like to also announce that we are providing all slides and the recording next week. With this, I like to start. And first of all, again, I like to thank you for your time. We have fantastic success, and we had already our meeting for the Asia-Europe session, and now we are here online for North America. So what is the OPC Foundation overview, mission, goals? This is this 20-minute talk about, first of all, the OPC Foundation is a non-profit organization, and the member companies are a good mix from automation companies and IT companies. What we are defining and maintaining is the OPC UA standard, which is also an IEC standard, 62541. The vision is that we are providing a secure, reliable interoperability standard, which allows to move any kind of data and information from sensor to enterprise and beyond. And this in a complete independent way, independent from any vendor, from any platform operating or language, from any market. We are very proud that everything is very open. The O from OPC Foundation stands for openness. Specifications, all specifications, once they are released, are open available. You don't have to be a member of the OPC Foundation. Sample code for different languages are available on GitHub as open source. Certification, the labs are open for also non-paying OPC members. So you can buy, for example, a toolkit, get a RAM start, but then go to a lab and test your product to be sure you deliver high quality. Overall, the OPC Foundation is evangelizing the solutions with partners in various markets around the globe. And that's why we believe it's the largest ecosystem with education, with toolkits around the globe. We are also very proud that we have one of the most modern IPR policies, which are not only protecting the members, but instead everybody who is implementing and providing OPC UA technology. Status of today, on the right side, you see that we have more than 770 companies and members. Half of them are located in Europe, and the other part is split into Asia and North America. You see the companies who are on the board of director. It's the who is who of the industrial automation, and we are very proud to also have two IT companies here with Microsoft and SAP, market leader in their segments. Talking about the requirements for machine connectivity, this is a long list of requirements because honestly today there is not one simple protocol which is able to fulfill all requirements on the lowest field bus level, between machines, from machine to SCADA to MAS enterprise up to the cloud and back. You have multiple different protocols today, but OPC UA has a different idea. We want to move data and information using below different protocols. So OPC UA is scalable from sensor up into cloud with all the layers in between. it is independent, or it is important to not only move data from left to right, it's also important to support modeling, that somebody is able to say, I'm a robot or I'm a specific device. And of course, in a networked world, security on different layers is key. Without security, there is no value. And so you always have to make sure who is allowed to see information. Is the sender really the sender? And is the information also transported correctly? In today's factory, you might have robots from different vendors. And these robots from different vendors obviously have different documentation. And so for human beings, it's really high efforts to understand these different parameters. Sometimes there are even identical parameters with different meaning, and this is increasing maintenance. And wouldn't it be nice to have machines who help human beings to speak and provide information in a more self-description language, helping the human beings to understand this? And this is not a dream, this is reality. So robots are exposing their information models. They can expose their services and their skills, and this is reducing the engineering effort dramatically. Specifically, when all of them provide the same skills and the same description and the same meaning of data. And even that's reality. And this is exactly what we know from our private life. We know printers, for example, and the printers have a standardized interface like USB or Ethernet or Bluetooth. And behind the curtain, they are talking on profiles, I'm a printer and these are my capabilities. And even having standardized interfaces does not mean that they can't differentiate from each other. Some printers might print single side, others double side, some with color, or the print speed is different. And all this is what you now find also in the industrial world with devices, machines, and services on the right side. OPC UA is more and more becoming the standardized connector with built-in security and providing information models like I'm an RFID reader or injection molding machine and so on. And still the devices and machines can differentiate with much better support, faster production, cost, throughput, and so on, or producing more precisely, whatever you believe on. Just as one example, this was a demonstrator which has been built up from colleagues from VDMA. And the VDMA is one of our partner associations, key players in the market. And they will do a separate presentation on Thursday. And there has been a presentation with multiple robots, all of them providing the same data with the same interface, and the data have the identical meaning. And so the dashboard in the cloud was able to have a very quick connection to the dashboard. It took just 10 minutes to connect the robots to the Microsoft dashboard here. Another example is if you talk, for example, you have to understand that just implementing and integrating OPC UA is not enough. On the left side, if just everybody is talking OPC UA, every vendor might provide the important variables in a different way, like my RFID or radio tag from two different vendors. And so integrating these systems, the IT system who is acting as a UA client then have to browse and figure out where is really the variable I'm using and the value I'm used to look up. So this is what we call a so-called companion specification, what you see on the right side, where all the vendors of a specific market agree on the same standardized data and the same interfaces, where you can exchange all these information via OPC UA, and then you just have to integrate these kind of information once in your IT system, but you are able to connect to multiple different devices from different vendors. And also, this is not a dream, this is reality. And here you see that you have multiple different signal types like RFID, high frequency, ultra high frequency, or optical 1D or 2D barcodes. and they are even from different vendors, but all of these vendors agreed in a joint working group together with the AIM Association to have one OPC UA companion spec for Auto ID. So one interface standardized to access all of these devices. This is really reducing engineering cost. So there's a long list of companion specifications, what we do with a lot of partners in the world. We have a dedicated presentation on this on Thursday, and there are multiple specifications in the area of process automation, factory automation, but also energy, oil and gas, even pharmaceutical, even in industrial kitchen equipment, engineering, and multiple more. The overview of all these companion specifications is something like a description. And the description of a thing is something what we exactly need for the industrial, for the Internet of Things. Because we have enough protocols to fulfill and exchange data, but we need the real standardized description of things. Obviously, today, all these descriptions, we are not putting them into a normal historical library, what you see here as a picture. Today, everything is online and in the web. And so all kind of OPC specifications, all kind of basic data models, but also of the companion specifications are online available. So if you're looking for a pump, for example, or a motor, you don't have to redefine the wheel. Instead of reuse what's available. And if something is missing, please extend it or contact the group for the pumps to let them know what's missing and what would be a good idea to extend this. This also helps for automatic code generation in the future, but this is the library of the things. Obviously, having just a long list of companion specifications is not efficient for the future. What really is efficient and what the OPC Foundation already started on is harmonizing information models. Because we truly believe that a lot of devices and machines will have same identical interfaces. There might be differences obviously between the process industry and factory industry, but we believe that also a lot of the interfaces and data is overlapping. Like each machine might have an energy management interface or asset management, or you want to have standardized information about the status of machine and its operation. Software update, patch management, and so on. All these are information which are standardized now, and please follow our detailed presentation later this week on the main conference on this topic. So OPC UA has started the definition in 2003 to 2006. Before we had OPC Classic, which was just a connectivity between a server and a client, which was only available for the Microsoft operating system and was based on COM/DCOM. But now OPC UA is completely platform operating system language independent with built-in security. And so the first products have been available in 2008. And it's no longer just between a SCADA system and between a PLC. Instead, it's between whatever you like, where somebody is exposing data, which could be a device, could be a machine, could be a sensor, could be even software as a service, and somebody who is consuming the data, which again could be a machine or a software package. We are talking after this presentation in more detail about the functionalities, but here you see the main capabilities built in by design. It's using below standard Ethernet and IP-based protocols. Security is baked in by design. It's a very hierarchical generic object model. You can extend the type system. It scales from point of functionality that a small sensor can only provide very small functionalities and facets, and the full-blown up system is providing live data and historical data and alarms and much more. And obviously we have a migration path from the classic OPC UA. So if you have a classic OPC UA, a classic OPC server, there's a wrapper which allows to read the data as a classic client, but then provide the data as a UA server. And the same for the client side is also available. So from a big point of view, from a helicopter point of view, OPC UA, there are three pillars, and you have to understand that OPC UA is not a protocol. It's much more. And on the left side, we talked about interoperability already. On security, I mentioned already that modern security functionalities are baked in. And in the middle, the key for the future is exactly the data modeling. And this is what we do with even 52 initiatives in different markets today. If you're connecting existing devices and existing machines, then you would use an adapter. And the adapter allows to connect to the south port to the existing machine, and to the north port provide OPC UA with integrated information modeling. And these are really even below $500. So you have a very quick connection to the new world. OPC UA is relevant in all big consortia around the globe. We also have partners here in all areas in the world. In US, we also partner with SESMI, and I should integrate the logo here, what I'm seeing right now, but also in all the other regions. In the European Industry 4.0 initiative, OPC UA is required mandatory if you want to call your product compliance with Industry 4.0. Then 2 of the 7 rules are listing OPC UA as a requirement. OPC UA is scaling from will scale from sensor to cloud. We are already able to talk horizontally between machines on TCP/IP. We can talk to SCADA, MES, enterprise, also up to the cloud. In the area of factory automation, but also the process industry. And we always extend this. And Peter Lutz from the FLC initiative will talk a little bit later that OPC UA has started, the OPC Foundation has started a new initiative called the Field Level Communications Initiative. And this group is extending OPC UA to additionally provide deterministic safety and motion down to the field level. And this happens by including TSN and Ethernet APL as critical relevant technologies to fulfill all requirements for the process industry and factory automation. As a little bit of summary, the OPC Foundation feels like being the United Nations for industrial automation because we are independent, because it's a neutral ground to work together. There's not one single company or group of companies who are able to dominate the OPC Foundation, also no country. And collaboration and working together is really the way for the future. And this is exactly what end users want, and this is what they expect. We are really proud on the openness strategy, that everything is open, release specifications, sample code is open source, and also the lab is available for non-paying members. So being a member of the OPC Foundation, the benefit definitely is that you have early information while the specification is under development, and you can influence the direction of the specification. If you want to stay in contact and you want to get more information, please subscribe to our newsletter. There are a lot of training videos on our YouTube channel about technology, security, how to start. Also a lot of videos with our partners from different information models. We will provide a new version of the brochure on Thursday, not earlier, sorry, because we integrated extreme brand new information, which is which we are only allowed to present on Thursday, and you can follow us on the podcast. With this, I did my presentation. Thank you very much for listening.